everyone. My name is Lauren. I'm so excited to see each and every one of you. I want to thank you so much for coming to my class today. I want to know how everyone's feeling and how everyone's doing today. Does anyone want to share how they're doing today or something that they did in school? Kevin, what did you do in school today?
I just played a few soccer.
You played soccer at school?
Yeah.
On recess?
Yeah.
Wow, with your friends?
Yeah.
Did anyone else play sports on recess with their friends?
Yeah.
Anyone else? What did everyone else do on recess?
Oh, Mom.
Charlotte, what did you do?
I just played with my friends.
That's so nice. What about you, Celine? Do you want to pass? Pass on sharing? That's okay. I didn't have recess today because I don't go to school, but I got some outdoor time today with my dog and my family, and that was really fun for me. Adam, did you want to share what you did?
I played with my friends.
Good, just like Charlotte. And what about you, Thomas?
Played in my friend.
That's so nice. I'm so glad everyone had good recesses. So does everyone know why they're here today? Why are we here in this class, Charlotte?
Because we're going to do public speaking class.
That's exactly right. Charlotte, you're so prepared for class. Hi, Lenny. Hi, welcome. My name is Lauren. How are you doing today, Lenny?
Right?
Good. I'm so happy to hear that. And I'm happy that you're here with me today. So like Charlotte said, we're going to be spending an hour together learning about public speaking. But what is public speaking? Well, today we're going to learn more about what that is. So I'm going to share my screen with you so that I can show you what we're going to be doing in today's class. So our class today is 1 hour long. That means it starts at 6 o'clock p.m. and it goes all the way until 7 o'clock p.m. So I'm going to share my screen with you and I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing today. I promise it will be super fun. Can everyone see that?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, amazing. I'm so glad it's working. Okay, and what does that say on the top?
Welcome
Lenny?
to public speaking part 1.
Oh, perfect. You all are such great readers. That's good to know. And I have a question. Has anyone done public speaking before? Charlotte, you did public speaking. Where did you do it? And how did you do it?
It was in my school.
Oh, in your school. And did you do it in front of your class?
Yeah.
What about you?
I
Yeah.
did it with my best friend Ava.
You did a presentation together at school?
I did.
Oh, and what about you, Lenny? I saw that you wanted to say something.
I also did public speaking when I had Chinese class. They have a public speaking competition, and this year I got 3rd place.
3rd place? Lenny, that's a huge accomplishment. Were you so proud of yourself?
Yeah.
That's incredible. So we've got a couple experienced public speakers in here. Anyone else? Thomas, have you done it?
Yeah.
Where?
In school.
In school. What about you, Kevin, Celine? Has anyone else done it? That's okay. You're gonna know. So you're gonna learn how to do it in this class. So let me tell you what we're going to be doing in our hour. First, we're going to do introductions. So I asked you a little bit about recess, but I want to know a little bit more about you, and I hope you want to know a little bit more about me. Then we'll take a look at what is public speaking and how do we become a good public speaker. Then we're going to do a little bit of writing. So you'll want to make sure that you have some pencils and a paper. Then we're going to share our work with the class. We're going to end off with a game, and then we'll finish off class and talk about what we learned. Oh, you're all so prepared. I love this. Okay, so let's start with introductions. I'm going to stop sharing for a moment. I want you to maybe tell me about, what do I want to know about you? I want to know, because winter is coming up, what your favorite thing about winter is. Maybe it's the holidays or playing in the snow or going on vacation and getting away from the cold. So I want to know your favorite thing about winter. I want to know what grade you're in. What else should I know about you? Do you have anything else you think I should know?
What you like?
I like that. What you like or what your hobbies are, because I want to know what you like. Because in this class, I hope that we'll get to write and talk about things that we actually like or want to learn more about. So does anyone want to volunteer to go first? Thanks, Charlotte.
My favorite thing to do in winter is like I'm going to go on the cruise ship. I don't know where it is, and I'm in first grade. I'm 7 years old, and and my favorite color is pink.
Oh, I think I can tell that by your room. Is your room pink?
It's purplish.
Oh, it's purple. It's kind of hard to tell with the light. That's so exciting that you're going on a cruise. That means that hopefully you'll get to have a little break from the cold weather. Thanks for sharing, Charlotte. And I love how confident you were while you were sharing that information. That was awesome. Thanks, Charlotte. Who wants to go next? Lenny, I saw your hand shoot up, and then we'll go to Kevin. And then who is me again? Can you remind me of your name or put your name there? Because it's just my first day. So Lenny, go ahead.
My favorite winter activity is celebrating Christmas and skiing, and get to have like not every year this happens, but maybe this year I'll have a snowball fight.
Ooh.
And I'm in second grade, and my favorite hobby is swimming, and I got selected in the swim team this year.
Wow, that's incredible. Is the swim team a part of your school, or you do it outside of school?
Outside of school.
Outside of school. So you must be a really good swimmer. And can you dive?
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. I don't know how to dive, so maybe one day you'll teach me. I'll teach you public speaking skills and you'll teach me how to swim, okay? Sounds good. Thanks, Lenny. Thanks so much for sharing. And then I saw Kevin's hand go up.
My favorites is winter activity is playing with snow.
Mm-hmm.
And my grade is second grade. I'm 7 years old. And my favorite thing to do is play with my brother.
That's so nice. Is your brother older or younger?
Older, 2 years.
Older by 2 years. So is he your role model? Is he someone that you look up to?
No,
No, that's okay. Maybe he looks up to you, even though you're younger. Do you have any other siblings or just the older brother?
just the older brother.
That's so nice. I'm glad that you enjoy playing with him. It's always nice when you have someone at home that you can play with. Great. Thanks for sharing, Kevin. Thomas, your hand was up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Thomas.
I'm in second grade, and my favorite winter activity is playing in the snow and my hobbies, and I like to swim.
Amazing. Oh, so we have two people who like to swim here. Both Lenny and Thomas enjoy swimming. That's amazing. Awesome. Hi, Lewis. Don't worry, you didn't miss much. We're just doing introductions, and the questions for today are what grade you're in and your age, your favorite winter activity, and something that you like to do.
Okay.
Okay. Did anyone else want to go before I pass it over to Lewis? We have Adam and Celine left. Adam, would you like to go?
去面条。上网课的时候。
Give me one after class.
Adam, if you're talking, if there's noise, just make sure to mute yourself. Adam, did you want to go ahead?
Okay.
Thanks, Adam.
I am in second grade, and my favorite hobby is playing with Lego. In the winter, I like my birthday and Christmas.
Oh, when's your birthday?
December 18th.
Oh, very close to Christmas. And you cut out just for a second. You said that you like, and then I heard maybe Lego, or was it something different?
Lego.
Okay, I was right. Amazing. Lego is so much fun. And can you tell me about the drawing that's behind you? Did you make that yourself?
That was in one of my art classes.
Wow, it's fantastic. So I can see that you also have some creative skills because you've got an incredible drawing behind you. I like that you used it as your background. Celine?
I am 7 years old. I am at second grade, and my favorite hobby is play with my brother.
Oh, it's your brother, Celine.
Skylar,
How old is he?
10.
10. So that means he's older than you. And what's your favorite thing that you like to do in winter?
Play with my brother.
Nice. Do you play with him in the snow, or do you play with him inside?
I play with him with the snow.
Uh-huh. Amazing. Thanks for sharing, Celine. I'm so happy that you're in my class. And then last up, we have Lewis.
Okay.
And Lewis, I would prefer just to see your face because this is public speaking after all. Okay, Lewis, go ahead.
Okay. So I am 7 years old. I'm second grade. My favorite hobby is to build with Legos. Yeah.
Interactivity.
My favorite activity is to swim.
Is to swim. So the question was, what's your favorite activity in the winter? Do you still like to swim in the winter, like inside?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think you can swim outside in Canada in the winter. So if I understand correctly, that means that everyone here is in grade 2, except for Charlotte, right? Is that true? Everyone here is in grade 2? Amazing. So Charlotte,
I do third grade math.
sorry,
I do third grade math for some reason.
well, that probably means that you're very smart and you're learning.
I think I do fourth
advanced
grade and
subjects.
third grade.
That's incredible. Should I introduce myself too? Tell you what my favorite winter activities are? Okay.
Yes.
So again, my name is Lauren. It's right there, just in case you forget it. It's right on the Zoom screen. I am not in a grade. I graduated from university, so I'm not in a grade, but I always love to learn and I always like to join classes so that I can learn more. My favorite winter activity is actually snuggling up inside, making a home-cooked soup, and maybe watching a good movie. So that's my favorite wintertime activity. But some things that I really like to do is I really like theater and dance and singing and art. Those are some of my likes. So if you like those things, let me know. And now we're going to play one more quick game. And it goes like this. Has anyone ever played Where the Wind Blows? Okay, so it goes like this. You go Where the Wind Blows for anyone who has a sibling. And then if that is true for you, you would go like this, like you're waving in the wind. So let's try that. Where the wind blows for anyone who has a sibling. Evan, that's you too. Remember, you got to wave your hands if it's true for you. Okay, next question. Where the wind blows for anyone who has a pet. Ooh, we got a couple people with pets. Where the wind blows for anyone who has ever been on a plane. Lots. Oh, everyone on a plane. Okay, who wants to ask a question? So it goes like this. I'll put it in the chat. It goes where the wind, or is there no chat here? Let me see.
No cat.
Oh, no.
This chat.
No, I don't see chat.
You just have to press the people, like the 8 people. Hey, we can't go in.
Oh,
Lauren, my pet dog.
who is a pet dog? Who said that?
My pet died.
Charlotte, you asked me?
Well, my pet died. Like a
Oh, your pet died. Oh, recently or a long time ago?
long time ago.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, maybe one day you'll get a new pet. That's the thing about pets, right? They don't last forever, which sucks, right? Anyone have another question for where the wind blows that they want to know about their classmates? Lewis.
Did you know? My uncle and aunt has 3 pets, and they all died. One was a parrot, one was a dog, and one was a cat.
Oh, do they have any more now?
None.
Okay, that's too bad. Kevin, did you have a question for the class? And then I'll go to Thomas.
No.
Thomas?
Did you know that I had 2 fish and then they both died?
Maybe you'll get some more fish soon.
I already have fish.
Oh, good. So right, because you waved your hands for the where the wind blows. Anyone have any questions for the class? Should I do another one?
I do.
What's your question, Thomas? And then I'll go to Kevin.
If you're 4 feet high.
Oh, that's a good question because I can't tell how tall you are. So you might not know the answer to this, but where the wind blows for anyone who is above 4 feet. Okay. Kevin, did you have a question?
They're like, I'm bored from China.
Oh, that's a good question. Where the wind blows for anyone who was born in China. So how many? 2? Just 2? That's a really good question, Kevin. Another question for the group? Thomas?
How if you have if you have to drive to the park?
Oh, okay. Where the wind blows. So I guess some people walk, some people drive. So where the wind blows for anyone who has to drive to the park. Interesting. I walk to my park. Good question, Thomas. Lewis, did you have a question?
I roll.
Lewis, you're on mute. Lewis, you're on mute.
When the wind blows, if you were born in USA and from China.
So the question is, question was, let me rephrase for Lewis. Lewis asked where the wind blows for anyone who was born in the United States.
But from China.
And others.
And other places. What about where the wind blows for anyone who was born in Canada? Just me? Just me was born in Canada? Really? Wow. Pretty cool. Do we have any other questions for the group before we move on? Thomas, last question.
Yeah. If you go to a school where there is 700 or more people.
Oh, wow. That's a very specific question. I don't know if everyone knows this, but I guess if you go to a big school, probably it's 700 or more. So where the wind blows for anyone who goes to a school with 700 people or more. Nice. Very nice. Thank you so much for playing that game with me. That's a game so that I can get to know you a little bit better. Because with public speaking, it's important that we speak about our interests and things that we know about, right? And so that's why I wanted to learn a little bit more about you. So now we're going to talk about what actually is public speaking. So I'm going to go to the next part of my slideshow and I'm going to share my screen again. So let me know if you can't see it. Is everyone able to see it?
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. What actually is public speaking? If you had to explain it to someone, what would you say that it is? Thomas,
Speaking in public.
what is public?
Public is like a lot of people.
Yes, that's right, Thomas. Any other ideas? Lewis?
I'm not raising my hand.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were raising your hand. Any other, Lenny? Oh, you're on mute, Lenny. Yeah.
Speaking in front of a lot of people, to people that are not your siblings, like people that live any other places.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Lenny, right? So speaking in front of one person isn't exactly public speaking. Public speaking means that you're speaking before an audience, and that audience can be of people you somewhat know or people you don't know at all. But in this class, our audience is us. Our audience is the classmate. So we're going to be practicing our public speaking to one another. Why is learning how to speak publicly important, though? We don't learn about it in school when you think about it. We have English class, we have math class, we have science class, but we don't have public speaking class in school. So why should we learn about it? That's a tough question. Why do we need to learn about it? Thomas?
Because we don't learn it in other places.
That's a really good point, Thomas. Because you don't get to learn about it in other places, it's important to learn those skills somewhere. Lenny?
So you don't get nervous and you speak more fluent so you won't get that nervous.
Lenny, that's a great answer. Did you know that the number one biggest fear that people have around the world is public speaking? Isn't that crazy? It goes
No.
like number one is public speaking, number two is heights, right? So
I
most
don't- I'm
people,
not scared of heights.
I'm
well,
not
that's good.
heights.
That's good. That's amazing. Is anyone here a little bit afraid of public speaking? Just a little bit? It's okay. Sometimes we get a little bit nervous to speak in front of other people. So we might also be able to talk about in this class, well, how do we calm our nerves, right? Did you know that a lot of adults, a lot of moms and dads are really nervous to speak in front of other people? That's right. And did you know that I don't only work with kids? I work with a lot of adults who need help with their public speaking because they get so nervous in front of other people. And so public speaking is really important because you're going to be doing it in school, but as you get older and wiser and learn more things, you're going to be public speaking everywhere else outside of school too. And it helps you grow your confidence so you don't feel as nervous. So that's why public speaking is so important. Anything else we wanted to add before we move on? Good. Let's move on. So let's talk about what makes a good public speaker. What do we think? What makes a good, I have some ideas up here, but what do we think makes a good public speaker? Thomas?
Speaking loud.
That is exactly right, Thomas. Imagine I did this whole class and I just went, okay, everyone, and then we're going to be moving. That would not work, right? So a public speaker must be loud. The fancy word for that is to project. That means making sure that your voice reaches the entire room. Lenny, what else?
You have ideas and train before and practice before you go on stage.
Yes, you brought up two ideas, Lenny. Thank you for that. Lenny said ideas. You have ideas. So you don't just get up in front of people and just start talking about anything. You have to have ideas or arguments or something that you want to say in front of that audience. And those ideas should be well thought out. So you're not just making them up on the spot. You've put time into writing those ideas down and then practicing them before you get in front of someone. What about you, Thomas?
you need eye contact, and you have to write it on the paper if you always forget.
Yes. So two things that Thomas brought up, right? So if I did the whole class, but I wasn't looking at you and I was kind of looking over here, I would think, what's going on? Is that person even talking to me? So this is important, not just in public speaking, but when we're speaking to other people like friends and teachers and family, that we're making eye contact with them so that they know that we're really listening, right? And we're really speaking to them. So eye contact is huge. And Thomas mentioned something about writing it down. So yes, we need to write down our ideas and read from them while maintaining our eye contact. But sometimes in this class, I'm going to challenge you and say, hey, do you think you can memorize what you wrote? Has anyone ever memorized something before?
Yeah, I did.
Good. Okay. So you're going to have to practice some memorization skills in this class, which is not very easy. So sometimes you won't have to memorize and sometimes you will have to memorize. I thought someone had their hand up. I'm going to go to Lewis and then I'll go to you, Lenny.
I can realize the music I have to do at school, like the music.
Sorry, Lewis, what do you mean by that?
Like you know, I have like a music concert
Uh-huh.
on December 9th.
Uh-huh.
So I'm practicing with our music without the book, what makes me remember.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Lewis, I'm going to put a pause there for a second. Adam, I see that you're drawing on the slides and I'm finding it a little bit distracting. Would you mind holding off on that, please? Can you delete what you've already drawn on the screen, please?
I can't. My screen just zoomed in.
Okay, it's frozen because I'm not able to delete it. So once you're able to, because it's right in the middle of our screen, maybe if I stop sharing and then share again, it'll work. But please don't do that again because then it becomes very distracting. Okay, we're back on track. So Lewis was saying that he had to do the exact same thing, but for his music recital. So he got to practice with the music pages, and now you have to take the music pages away, which is similar to what we're going to do in this class. You'll get to practice with your work and with your writing, and then we'll have to take it away and memorize it. Okay, Lewis, your turn.
It's finished.
Oh, sorry, Lenny, 2 L names.
Do you also use expression with your body?
Lenny, this is so important. Thank you for sharing, right? So instead of just standing and not moving, we can actually use our body to communicate, right? So we use our hands, we use our shoulders, we use our neck to move our head and talk to everyone, right? But that also brings up the topic of posture, right? If I'm standing like this, as opposed to standing like this, it makes a big difference. What does this communicate? What does that communicate if I'm standing like this? Maybe Kevin?
You're communicating the floor.
I'm communicating to the floor. That's right. I'm not even communicating to you, but I'm also maybe communicating that I'm either maybe shy or sad or
Mad.
maybe nervous, right? Which is okay. But when we're public speaking, we need strong posture, right? To communicate that we are confident and we're ready to be here. So shoulders back, head held high, right? So good posture. Something I also sometimes see students doing, or even adults doing, is swaying from side to side. So distracting movement like swaying or going like this can take away from the message, right? And the importance of your ideas. What else? What else makes a good public speaker? Anything else? You're on the right track. Thank you so much for sharing all those ideas. The other thing I wanted to say is our voice. So we talked about it being loud, but we didn't talk yet about it being clear. It could be loud, but maybe it's not clear. So we have to make sure that we're pronouncing our words really carefully. What if I did your whole class like this and I spoke like a robot and didn't move my voice up or down and I just kept talking like this? That would mean that there's no expression in my voice. So our voice, just like our body, has to move up and down to make sure that the way we're speaking is engaging and interesting, right? So sometimes you'll hear me say, hey, don't speak like a robot, speak like an excited human being, right? Because I want you to speak and engage your audience. And the last thing we're going to talk about is a structure, right? So I'm sure in school you've talked a little bit about structure, right?
Yeah.
With opening sentence and ideas and examples and a closing sentence. Does that sound familiar? Kinda, maybe. No, Kevin's saying no, that's okay. Because maybe you didn't learn about it yet, I'm not sure. So we're going to be learning about structure, because what if I did a whole presentation on dogs and then I started talking, I said, dogs are really fun to walk. Oh, and dogs are also really cool because you can play with them, and dogs are better than cats. And I went all over the place and I had no organization to my ideas. So just because we have good ideas isn't enough. They also need to be organized. So we're going to talk about how to structure our ideas so that they make sense to other people. Any questions about that? Because structure is a little bit confusing, but we'll learn more about it. Any questions so far, or comments, or anything else we want to add here? Good job, everyone. Thank you so much for adding to this conversation. So today, this is the structure that we're going to learn about. The first part of a speech is the hook. Who knows what a hook is? Have you heard about that before? Lewis, or not Lewis, Lenny. Lenny, have you heard about a hook before?
Yeah, it means to get somebody's attention.
You're absolutely right, Lenny. A hook is to get someone's attention. Just like when we go fishing, we catch the fish with a hook. So we need to catch someone's attention with a hook. So that means you find an interesting way to get your audience interested in what you have to say. Okay. Then we have our introduction sentence, which is when you tell the audience what you're going to talk about. So for example, I might say, have you ever wondered what the best pet is to own? Well, I'm here today to tell you that dogs make a perfect house pet and are far better than fish, cats, and rabbits, right? And then I would go in and tell you point number 1. So for example, I might say, firstly, dogs are very easy to train. And then I would give an example to go at that point. You can teach a dog how to play fetch, how to go to the bathroom outside, how to sit and lie down. Point number 2, what else can I argue about dogs? What else could I say that makes dogs a good pet?
They're
Kevin?
eating.
They eat? Kevin?
I have a question. Once a dog bit my hand.
Oh, then probably you wouldn't want to write your speech on
Well-
why dogs are good pets, I
Wa-
think.
Once a dog bit my friend.
Oh no. So this was my chosen topic. I love dogs. So I chose to write about why dogs are better, but why dogs are the best house pet. But maybe you wouldn't want to write about that. Maybe you'd want to write and say that fish are the best pet, or maybe you want to write why summer is better than fall, right? So you can write about whatever you want to write about in my class. I'll give you a topic, but then you can choose to write about what you want to write about. Point number 2, what else would make a dog a good house pet? Even though we may not like dogs, what would make a dog a good house pet? Yep, Thomas. Unmute, Thomas.
They can be your bodyguard.
Oh, that's a really good argument, Thomas. So point number 2, secondly, dogs make for amazing protection. For example, you can train a dog to guard your home and guard you in order to protect you. Great idea. Point number 3. Anyone have an idea about what makes dogs a good pet? Anything else? Lenny?
That some dogs can, when they learn something new, it only takes 4 tries.
So does that mean that dogs learn easily? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Got it. I think that that's a great point. So for example, point number 3, lastly, dogs learn very, very easily. For example, if they make a mistake and you tell them no, then they'll learn for next time, at least after 4 tries, right? And then your closing sentence summarizes it. I see we have other hands up, but we only had 3 points for this argument. So maybe our closing sentence would be, dogs are incredibly easy to train and learn very quickly, in addition to them being great protection and head starts. And that's why they are the best pet, right? So we're just summarizing our arguments. That makes sense. Charlotte, did you have a question or another idea? Okay,
Incredible.
remember, if you're not talking, to mute yourself so that I can hear everyone, okay? Charlotte?
I have an idea.
Yeah, go ahead.
How
Dogs can be like service dogs.
I was thinking that too, Charlotte. I was wondering if anyone was going to say it. So dogs are also really good for service dogs, and they also work for the police, and they work in hospitals as therapy dogs. So dogs can also have several purposes in our society to help people. That's a really good point. So I could have used that too, Charlotte. Lenny?
I have a closing sentence.
Oh, let's hear it.
How incredible these dogs are.
How incredible are dogs as pets? Yeah, something like that, right? So it just summarizes our ideas, right? It's a way to leave our audience thinking more about what we just had to say. So remember the structure: hook, introduction sentence where we say what we're going to talk about, point, example, point, example, point, example, and then closing sentence. So in our class, we'll learn different structures, but today we're going to learn about this structure. And remember, structure is just a fancy word for organization, how we organize our ideas. Thomas, did you have a question or idea?
I have to go to the bathroom.
Good point. So if anyone ever has to go to the bathroom, you could just do exactly what Thomas did. Just say, I have to go to the bathroom, and then turn your camera off, and I'll know you're back when your camera's on. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to test out this structure. Does everyone have their paper and pencil handy? I see Charlotte does. Celine, do you got your paper and pencil ready? Kevin?
Why didn't you add a conclusion?
I did have a conclusion. There you go. Oops, I'll go back. Closing sentence.
Yeah.
So that's the same as conclusion sentence.
Okay.
Yeah, good question though, Kevin. So I use closing and conclusion interchangeably, which means I use them both. And for me, they both mean the same thing. That's a good question. So here's our 5 minutes of writing. So we'll do this each class so that we can practice our writing a little bit and then practice some public speaking.
Come on, my dad does too much math for my brother. All the paper are written by math.
Oh no, can you flip them over?
Still have math.
You're gonna need your own notebook, Kevin. So here is the writing.
Find the notebook.
So maybe take a minute, maybe go ask your parent if you can grab some plain paper without math problems on it.
Okay.
So here's the question for today. The holidays are fast approaching. Write a short 3 to 5 minute speech about the best kind of holiday vacation. For example, maybe you prefer to stay home, cuddle up with blankets and watch movies with your friends. Or maybe you think that an exotic getaway to a warm place like Mexico is better. Be sure to explain your ideas using an introduction sentence, a hook, 3 points, 3 examples, and a closing sentence. So that structure that I did before, that's the structure I want you to write in. Lenny?
So, can you go to the page that you were just on?
Yeah, it could be anything. So you can say, I want to go to Europe, or I want to spend every single day in Wonderland, or I want to spend my time on a cruise, or I want to just stay home and play with my friends the whole time because, right? Lenny, does that answer your question?
No, what does best kind of holiday vacation, what do you mean by that?
So you know every year how you get time off school 2 weeks for winter vacation? Remember? So it means, how do you want to spend your winter vacation? Good question, Lenny, because every year we get 2 weeks off from school. So I'm asking you, what's the best way to spend those 2 weeks? Do you want to fly somewhere? Do you want to have a sleepover every single day with your best friend? Do you want to spend the whole time making a
Play
big
video
puzzle?
games.
Playing video games, right? Could be anything, but you've got to explain why in 3 points, or explain what you would do in 3 points. Does that make sense? I'll do the exercise too. Does anyone else have any questions? Kevin?
I don't think I don't think that winter break's like only 2 weeks. Mine's like 5 weeks.
Oh, then what would you do in 5 weeks? Or maybe it feels like 5 weeks. I don't actually know. Maybe your winter break is longer. My winter break was always 2 weeks. So your winter break can be 2 weeks or 5 weeks, however long yours is. Any more questions before I put on the timer? Lewis?
So since I don't have paper at home.
If you don't have paper, you're also welcome to write on your computer.
Computer? Well, how do I do that?
Then you would have to minimize Zoom and go to a Word document or Google Docs. You don't have paper?
Google Slides.
What'd you say, Thomas?
Docs. Can you write about whatever you want to write about?
So Thomas asked a good question. He said, can you write about whatever you want to write about? Do you mean in response to this question?
Like, do you have to write about anything you want?
Yes, but it has to answer this question. Do you want me to read out the question one more time? Because I know you were in the washroom.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to read out. So you have to write in response to this question. So you have to write an answer to this question. The holidays are fast approaching. Write a short 3 to 5 minute speech about the best kind of holiday vacation. For example, maybe you prefer to stay home, cuddle up with your blankets and watch movies with your friends. Or maybe you think that an exotic getaway to a warm place like Mexico is better. Be sure to explain your ideas using an introduction sentence, 3 points and 3 examples, and a closing sentence. So we're using the structure right here that we learned about today.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm going to do the exercise too so that I could share my answer with you. So are we ready to start the timer? We only are going to get 5 minutes to do this, so we don't have a lot of prep time. We got to really focus. We ready for me to set the timer?
No, not ready.
Right.
Well,
Not
Lewis, you got to go grab a piece of paper or write on your computer.
Not ready. You have to just
I can't-
erase.
I can't write on my computer while I'm taking a class.
Yeah, you can. You just have to minimize the Zoom portal.
Go to Google Docs.
Exactly. You just have to go to Google Docs. That's probably what I'm going to do.
I'm going to probably go use my other computer on this other side. Right
Well, we only have 5 minutes. I'm starting the timer now, okay?
I don't want to write.
We got to write. It's good
Yeah.
practice to write under pressure, right? To write in a
But
short amount of time.
But how do I do the thing?
Sorry?
Like how do I do the thing? Like you admit yourself?
You're going to read it out loud for me. Yeah? Okay. 5 minutes is on the clock, starting now. Thirty seconds left. 10 seconds. And that is time. Put your pencils down or your fingers away from the computer. I'm going to stop sharing so that we can all see each other. I'm so excited to hear what people wrote.
I can't see you.
You can't see me?
Yeah.
Can everyone not see me?
I can.
I can see me.
I can see you.
Okay, good.
I
Yeah,
can't.
Celine. Oh, I thought Celine was
I
reading her.
didn't see your eyeglasses.
Okay, good. Can I go first? I promise
Yes.
I won't go first all the time, but I want to go first today just so I can show you my use of that structure. Is that okay with everyone?
Yes.
And then I'll call on you to share your work. So here's my dream vacation. Okay. Imagine you can have your dream winter vacation with the snap of a finger. Wouldn't that be amazing? If I were able to design my own winter vacation, I would travel to a warm place with a beach, like Greece or Miami. Firstly, I would travel somewhere warm so that I could swim every day. I would wake up in the morning and spend most of my time reading a book by the sand. Secondly, if I traveled somewhere warm, I would get to take long walks in the sun. I enjoy walking everywhere and prefer it to driving. Lastly, I would travel somewhere warm in order to boost my energy. I feel my best when I'm spending time in the sun and feel active. If someone gifted me a trip, I'd pack my bags and hop on a flight as soon as I could. Okay, so now you know what thanks for the clap, Lenny. So now you know what I want to do on my winter vacation. I want to know what you want to do. So does anyone want to volunteer to go first? Who's going to be really brave? Kevin, is that a hand? Let's hear it, Kevin. And Kevin, because we just talked about what good public speaking is, let's see how many public speaking skills you got. You got eye contact, loud voice. Let's see what you got, Kevin.
I only wrote like a few tiny stuff.
That's okay. As much as you wrote is okay, as long as you're sharing it in a clear voice.
In winter break, I'm going to China. It is going to be fun. I think my brother's going to compete in the AMCA because he's smart.
What's the AMCA?
Oh, it's for 8th grade math.
Oh,
And 4th
okay.
grade.
Oh, wow. Okay, you'll have to let me know how that competition goes. So Kevin, can you do that one more time? Because I know that you didn't write that much, but I still would like to hear it again. Because I think if you had more time to work on it, then you'd be able to finish it. But can I hear you say it as if with a little bit more vocal expression? So
Okay.
going up on words? Yeah.
I'm going to China. I think it's going to be fun. My brother is competing in the AMCA because he's smart.
Amazing. That was great. And we got a nice smile. We got more eye contact that time and we got more energy. Nice work, Kevin. Thanks so much for sharing and for volunteering to go first. Who's next? Charlotte, let's see it. Hear it, I should say.
I want to go to Disney World when it is 2-week winter break. Because it's very fun when I ride on the roller coasters and it is warm there so I won't get cold. I also want to be there because I can go into hotels I never went in before and I can see new things. This is why I like Disney World.
Charlotte, that was fantastic. Charlotte had an opening sentence, which is that she wanted to go to Disney World. And then Charlotte shared 3 ideas. So she said she wants to ride the roller coasters. She wants to be where it's warm. Was that the second one? And then the third one was that she wants to be in a hotel. So she got that structure of opening sentence, 3 ideas, and then a concluding sentence. Good for you, Charlotte. That was fantastic. And I think if you had more time to practice that, Charlotte, next time I want to see more eye contact. You did it maybe once or twice, but I think you could do more. That was fantastic. Thanks for sharing. What were you going to say, Charlotte?
Was that good?
I don't know. It looks like you had something to say. Did you, or was I wrong?
Didn't have anything.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Charlotte. Fantastic work. Lenny, go for it.
Do you know what my favorite winter celebration in the holidays?
like to stay at home. First, I want to have a rest because I have too many classes during the school days. Second, I want to dive myself into my hobby. Third, I really want to hang out with my best friends. That's the best holiday ever.
I would tend to agree with you, Lenny. I think that that's fantastic. And I loved that Lenny had a hook sentence. So he started off with a question, which kind of left us thinking, well, what's the answer to that question? And then he had 3 ideas to share with us, right? So he didn't just say, I want to stay home because I want to stay home. I'm bored. He said, I'm so busy during the rest of the year. I want to just catch up. And I want to dive into my hobbies and spend some time with my friends. So those were 3 great ideas that I think a lot of people would relate to, Lenny. I think a lot of people would agree with you on that one. Thank you so much for sharing. And I loved how loud your voice was and how much energy and expression you had when you were reading. Thanks, Lenny. Who's up next? Tough act to follow. Who's going next? Thomas?
Huh?
Did you want to share, Thomas? No, are you going to pass today?
I want to be at the end.
You want to be at the end? Okay, fair. Celine, can I ask you to share now? Amazing, Celine. Thank you.
The holiday that I celebrate is Chinese New Year. Chinese New Year is a fun holiday. Chinese New Year is fun to celebrate.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Celine. So Celine's favorite part of the holiday, it sounds like, is Chinese New Year. And Chinese New Year is fun to celebrate. Is there anything else you like about Chinese New Year, like the delicious food you get to eat or the gifts that you get? Is there anything else, Celine? No? Okay. So next time, if you had more time to write on it, I'd want you to think of more ideas, more things that you love about Chinese New Year, like being with your family or getting red bag. Are they called red bags? Red bags? Red pockets?
Red pocket.
Red pockets, or getting to stay up late with your family, right? So it's fun to give different ideas and different things that you like. Thank you so much for sharing, Celine. Lewis or Adam? Come on, Adam.
Second last.
Over the winter vacation, I play with my brother and cuddle up in my blankets. That's what I think is the best vacation for me because I can relax, play, and sleep in. That's what I think the best winter vacation for me is.
Adam, that was awesome. But I'm going to ask you to do it again because we had a hand on the mouth. And so I had trouble hearing a little bit, right? So when the hand was here, you had written such an amazing thing, but I had trouble understanding you because your hand was here. So can we try one more time and focusing on eye contact and reading clearly?
Over the winter vacation, I will play with my brother and cuddle in my blankets. That's what I think is the best vacation for me because I can relax, play, and sleep in. That's what I think will be the best winter vacation for me is.
Nice job, Adam. Now it was nice and clear and loud, which is what I was missing before. Thank you so much for sharing, Adam. Next up, we got Lewis.
Okay. My winter break, I will celebrate Chinese New Year. I like it because I get to eat what I want and get red pockets with money.
Is that it, Lewis?
Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. That was awesome. Did you write that down or were you making it up as you went?
I write it down on my computer.
Oh, okay, perfect. So there we got some different ideas. And that was what I was saying to Celine, right? It was nice to have some other examples of what you liked about Chinese New Year. The only thing I would say is if that's the thing that you're most excited about, Lewis, I want to hear that in your voice a little bit more. So I think that you can add a little bit more enthusiasm to your voice as you're talking about this thing that you really, really love to communicate that to the audience. Nice work, Lewis. And last but certainly not least, Thomas, let's hear it.
Today I am going to tell you about what I would do on winter vacation. I would go to New York City and eat Kura sushi. I would eat Kura sushi in 10 gram and it will be a 24 to 40 minute drive. If I eat 15 sushis, I will get a prize. And then I didn't really have time to write the ending.
That's okay, Thomas. You were on such a good start and such a good path. And I was actually just thinking, Thomas, it's so funny. I was thinking New York City is such a fun place to be, especially around the holidays, because there's so many fun things to do. And you started, I guess you ran out of time, right? But your first thing was that you wanted to go to New York City for the delicious food, specifically the sushi, right? And then maybe you'd move on and maybe you'd talk about other different things in New York that you really love, right? So if we had more time, there's things that we would work on together. But that brings us to the end of our very first class together. I want to thank you all so much for spending a precious hour of your week with me. To end on classes, I like to go like this. So we put our hand in and then we take our hand out like we're giving each other a high five and then we log off. So what word should we say today? I like to say public speaking or energy or speeches or something that's related to our class. What word should we do?